ठीक हो रहा है चार्ज.
Good evening, all.
Good evening, sir.
Kasturi and Soumya, you may proceed.
Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. We are delighted to see such enthusiastic faces today.
Yes, indeed. We are from Bajaj Institute of Technology, and on behalf of our ESL, we are excited to conduct today's very special session, Idea to Product Development, a journey of inspiration and innovation.
That's right. And let's not forget the motto of our ESL is simple yet powerful. Every student should know about entrepreneurship and what entrepreneurship truly means.
Exactly, because entrepreneurship is not just about starting a business, it's about solving problems, thinking differently, and turning ideas into something meaningful. And trust us, today's session will give you a whole new perspective.
Before we begin, just a small reminder. Everyone is free to take notes during this session.
Yes, and please do, because there will be a test of 20 questions based on today's session. Only after that, you will be eligible to receive your certificate. So pay attention and note everything down.
Don't worry, it's not going to be tougher than your semester exams. But you know what they say smart notes, smart scores.
And now, the moment we have been waiting for the introduction of our distinguished speaker, Dr. S. Kishore.
We are privileged to welcome Dr. Kishore, a passionate professor for over 20 years of teaching, research, and administrative experience. His excellence has been recognized through several prestigious honors, including the Outstanding Performer Award, Teaching Excellence Award, Research Leadership Award, and twice the Best Faculty Award.
Dr. Kishore's contributions extend across academics and research. He has 57 publications, 3 patents published, and 1 filed, 10 books chapters, a book, and a monograph. He also has guided 6 research scholars, including 2 doctorate awardees.
Beyond academics, Dr. Kishore has played key roles as a student development coordinator, motivational speaker, innovation ambassador, policy maker, and Institution Innovation Council convener.
His influence reaches a national level as regional mentor of change for Niti Aayog, IEEE India Council Academic Mentor, National Entrepreneurship Challenge Judge and Mentor, and a life coach for the BIAMS International Career Engagement Program.
With such an inspiring journey dedicated to education and societal transformation, we are honored to have him with us today.
So, without any further delay, we hand over the session to you, sir.
Sir, you are not audible. Probably your mic is mute. Sir, you are not audible. Sir, Sir, your mic is mute probably.
No, no, no. I'm fine. I think from the other system it should be fine.
Sir, it is okay now.
Yes, it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot. So at the outset, let me thank Dr. Vijay Deshmukh sir and Ms. Vedant and other teams from research. So I was very happy to talk to all guys on this most important topic of idea to innovation. In fact, let me put it in a simple way because I was told that there are just learners of this innovation journey or in the meeting. So I just want to give you a small difference that what is the necessary difference between a thought and an idea? Every day we come across many thoughts, but not every thought is a potential idea. So at this junction, we need a mentor and we need somebody who actually can help us to identify what is an idea and what is just a thought. Because in your classroom, when teacher asks you a question that can anybody suggest some ideas, we don't generally suggest ideas. We'll come up with many thoughts and we have to work upon to convert them into ideas. So when you are clear with the idea stage, now you need a bigger support system to convert this idea into innovation. But this is only a starting stage. I even can compare this with just a sprouting. You can see this particular slide where you can see the sprouting there. Sprouting means just there is a small seed and we are just watering it. So you have an idea and we are watering this idea. When you are watering this idea grows into a product. But how to water this? Who is going to do this process for us? Yes. So this particular process is called as mentoring. Okay. So when it comes to the mentoring, this watering of plant and mentoring can be considered equal. So today we are just starting this journey only. That we are going to plant your idea. Now let us see this. These are the learning outcomes. Now we have at idea stage, we have to travel towards innovation and we have to explore the ways to innovate. And there is something called as TRL, which I will be sharing to you after a while. So when it comes to this is a business model. You have to convert everything into a business model. As somebody told in the invocation remarks, innovation is different. You have a real-time problem, and if that real-time problem has to be solved into or converted into a business model, we need to do some efforts. If you see India now, we are in the process of going from agriculture, automation, and so on, services. This is a journey, this is the evolution. But if you carefully see the evolution, we are coming back to agriculture now. Drones are being used in agriculture. We are seeing agri products combined with technology. In fact, there is a product called as Greentronics. Greentronics is nothing but we are using electronics for an agri-based products development. Then we have manufacturing. Sometime after today, we'll see about Industry 4.0, 5.0. That means in the automation sector, in the manufacturing sector also, we are talking about the advancements with the evolution of the technology. Services I need not mention. We have healthcare systems. We have various other systems. We have some kind of disruptive technologies. Those are playing a greater role on service sector also. So this is a journey. This is a journey visited, revisited many times whenever we have an eruption, a technological eruption. I have used a new word for you, maybe for the first years in engineering. What is disruptive technology? Today, if you go to a coconut vendor also, they are having a small QR code. You can just scan the QR code and you can pay for the coconut. If you are going to Autowala, you can scan the QR code, you can pay for him. That means this QR code is an evolution. This is a disruptive technology that has changed the face and pace of the societal living. In the same way, you consider this mobile phone. Who is not having the mobile phone in the hand today? But if you see 2 decades before, the scenario was different. So this is also a best example for disruptive technology, which has brought change from the bottom level. This is exactly today the innovation is doing to our lives. Innovation has become infectious, disruptive, and most common in our day-to-day lives. So this innovation is revisiting agriculture, agri sector, manufacturing sector, and also the service sector. But always humans have questions related to employment. Employment means whenever automation happens, what is my livelihood? There were the days where computer was invented. People thought that humans lose the jobs. But you can see from the last 25 years, 30 years, how many people got jobs because of computerization. In the same way, there is a myth today that AI will take away the jobs. It is not so. Whenever a technology comes, whenever a technology embraces humanity, there is always scope for development. We need not worry about in which way the technology is going to take us forward into the future. We have to go along with the flow, adapt, be flexible enough, be mindful to the change. That is very important. So, my dear engineering students, as well as arts and science students, whoever is listening this video, there is a great chance of revisiting all these three sectors, ideate here, innovate here, create business models here, and flourish in your lives. But this ideation need not be restricted to only these three areas. We have many other areas too, but basically these are fundamental sectors. So you can have a greater change in this fundamental sector. Now, let us come back to this journey. I just want to ask in the chat box, anyone who is listening there, where does actually idea takes place or idea seeding takes place in which place? Whether it is in the classroom or at your home or when you are in playground or when you are eating. Exactly what is the best place to have this ideation? Can anybody put it in the chat box? I just want to know from you. One or two can respond where exactly this ideation happens. Is there any restriction about the space? Do we have any restriction in the space? I just want to wait for a moment for any kind of responses in the chat box. What is the best place to ideate? I'm giving you some options. Is it the classroom or your home or any other place of your choice? Yes, I hope you may be thinking in your mind, what is the best place to ideate? But my dear students, ideation has no space constraints. But ideally, your classrooms should be the platforms for ideation. Home, yeah, very good. Sachit has replied home. Yes. If you are continuing this ideation process at home, really good. Yes, very good. Very good. I'm getting a lot of answers. So there is no particular place like home, classroom, playground. Intention is very important. If your intention is good, you can do this ideation anywhere. But ideally, the classroom interaction between teacher and student gives a greater possibility to ideate. Whatever may be the subject, whatever may be the concept, if you are listening very carefully and if you are so enthusiastic enough to question in your classroom, that paves the way for ideation. So, my dear students, your ideation's best place is classroom, and if you are able to think about various ideas in other places, you are in the correct rhythm of life, student life. So that is why I just brought this idea word away from this black box, because black box is something where we don't know how and what happens. You know about black box, right? In aviation sector, we know black box has some hidden information, important information. So we have not entered into the black box. We are just outside the black box, just an idea. Now, let us enter into the black box. What is this? Prototype. So this sounds a bit crazy. What is this prototype? I have an idea. How to convert this idea into prototype? Is it possible to convert the idea into prototype in a playground? It may not be possible, right? So we need a laboratory. We need an experimental setup. In fact, it was also said in the history that half of the innovation takes place in the human mind itself. Human mind is an organic laboratory or natural laboratory. So you will conduct your experimentation in the mind itself, but to validate, to implement, to realize, to visualize, we need an experimental setup. That is exactly where your prototype takes birth. So that means for idea, I don't have any constraint. But when it comes to prototype, I should adhere some place, some form, some mechanism, some kind of dynamics. This is where your e-cell exactly helps. The kind of innovation ecosystem existing in the campus, whether it is e-cell or IIC or any kind of umbrella in which we can make this transition of idea to prototype a beautiful one. Now there is something there blinking at the back in green color. What is that? Can you see the slide and type? I want to see in the chat box. Something is blinking in green color after the prototype. What is that something? Innovation, right? Yes, I started with idea. Prototype, I have a guess now. This is where I need some kind of infrastructure, intellectual support, as well as infrastructure. But when it comes to the innovation, this is a different ballgame. So when it comes to innovation, necessarily, I may be solving a problem, a social problem. And if possible, I can convert into a very good, viable business model. This is where your innovation comes into picture. Let us talk about innovation little later. Now let us go some of the technologies that we are hanging on today. As I rightly mentioned, we have AI, 3D printing, blockchain, cloud computing, internet technology, sensors, nanotechnology, microelectronics, e-commerce, body area networks, whatnot. Many technologies are there which have marked a difference to our living. But I marked them in green color. There are two technologies I'm very much interested today. One is AI, the other one is IoT. If you see 90% of the projects and products that are being developed in academic institutions, they are rallying around these two highlighted areas. One is AI, the other one is IoT. You ask everybody, today they are talking about AI. And if you dig deeper, the back end of their idea would be something related to sensors. It is so simple. The conjunction between IoT and AI in such a way that they are very wonderfully mixed. Now, there are some questions here that some students are very good on AI part, but they don't have knowledge about sensors. Some students are very good on hardware part, but they are handicapped with information related to AI and associated algorithms or machine learning, deep learning, federated learning. There are many types in it. Then what we have to do? This is the next question. Here only, your college or institution, university, ESL helps. What exactly they do? They do grouping. They do help you in cohort formation. That means a student from computer science background, a student from electronics background, a student from commerce background, a student from psychology background, if they are teaming together, if all of them are teaming together, it's a wonderful combination. This combination will yield a better product. You may have a doubt why psychology student. I'm okay with a CSE background student. I need some A into my product. And I need some ECE student or a triple E student or a mechatronics student. Fine with it. Or a bio student if the problem is core bio. But why I need a psychologist here? Today we are talking about more about empathy. Everywhere people are taking another word into all presentations, whether it is a budding engineer or expert, design thinking. Have you heard about this word design thinking? Being empathetic, looking from others' shoes. For example, you are designing a product for a farmer. What are the expectations of the farmer? What farmer is exactly looking for? If you are designing a product for patient, how the patient can access your product? If you are designing a product for kid, how the kid can use your product? What are their demands? If you are designing a product for a layman, an uneducated, not having more exposure to technology, what kind of care you have to take? So the empathetical point of view of the product can be guided by a student from psychology background. Now that's why we added them also into the team. So if this is the composition of team, yes, now the team is set. Who has helped us to do this? Our ESL of the institution or IAC of the institution necessarily do this, or startup cell of your institution or a technology business incubator, any one of them or all of them can help you in forming such teams. Then now you are set to design that prototype. Now, when you said this, am I clear to this extent? Can anybody respond in the chat box? Now, what we have done exactly in the last 15 minutes or 20 minutes, we have seen what is an idea and what is the importance of idea exactly getting converted into prototype. What is the best place for ideation? What do you require for prototyping? And what is the role of ESL or any other support system in the process of idea to product development, and how your team can be formed? So this is what exactly we have discussed till now. Do you have any questions till this extent? I'm happy to take them. I'll wait for half minute. If not, let us proceed to this another interesting slide. Let me wait for a half minute. Do you have any questions? Yeah. If you don't have the questions, look at this slide. There is a bob. A bob is being pulled and released. And there are 4 more bobs which are still. But this particular first bob or ball, whatever you may call, when it is released, it goes and hits the other bobs. This is how the ripples forms when you drop a stone inside the water. This is how ideas do emerge when you are in a brainstorming session. This is how when you interact with mentors, peers, when you participate in competitions, focused group discussions, the ideas do ripple in your mind. Now we have to test them and validate them. You can't meditate individually and celebrate your single thought. It is always best to discuss with people. But in recent forum, somebody asked this question. When you discuss, you may lose your idea sometimes. That is where we have a lot of protection mechanisms where your idea can be protected and shared categorically, stage-wise, to an extent where you get or extract the necessary support. Now let us see into it. In a nutshell, we are seeing what is innovation here. First of all, you should have a vision. This is what I am going to design, and add some creative component of you. You can get inspiration or your product may become inspiration. And then we have some intelligence added to it. Finally, you'll get into solutions, right? So this is one of the wonderful pictures that summarizes you that from idea to inspiration, how exactly the strategy should be. Our direction is to get the solution. We should have a vision. We can't have a travel of aimless. And we should be intelligent enough to take some decisions, timely decisions. That is very, very important. My dear students, 90 to 95% of the startups are not very successful in the first 5 years. The reason is lack of vision, patience, lack of strategy. So your start should be very good. Your vision should be good. And you should have a proper strategy. When you have all of them, the journey of innovation will be definitely an inspiring one. I am communicating with many innovators across the nation. When I listen their stories, they're very, very inspiring. I'll share some stories to you in other sessions. But let me check what exactly is pushing us towards innovation. People are talking about Industry 5.0. And also in closed forums, we are talking about Industry 6.0. What is this Industry 0.0, 2.0, 3.0? What is this all about? The progress roadmap of humans. We started with mechanical systems, manufacturing, and today we are in the process of customization. And tomorrow's technology certainly drives you in parallel with the artificial intelligence driven products. That means the ethical robots and the humans do travel side by side in a society that we are going to see in near future, which can be imagined as Industry 6.0. So when industry is shifting from one particular phase to another particular phase, As a student, as an academician, are we ready? Fortunately, today we are not in a position to ask such questions. The questions were discussed, and we have a framework today in the name of innovation. A mandate is given to the institutions to embrace this particular path so that we are geared up to whether it is industry 5.0, 6.0, and so on. We are so good enough in a state today to rise up to this occasion. So, what are the demands of industry today? Cognitive systems. This is what Industry 5.0 asks us. Cognitive systems are those systems they demand high level of thinking from us. So that is exactly where application, synthesize, and creation comes into picture. Synthesizing, creativity go in hand. This is exactly where, my dear students, you need to get more awareness about the journey of innovation. Now, you know the demand. This is the demand of industry. So today we are having the session because this is the expectation of society, industry, academia. But as I told you in the starting, how to kickstart this journey? Idea is clear, sir. Prototype is clear, sir. Now from prototype, how this journey has to be kickstarted further. For that, I'm just giving you two approaches. One is a scientific approach. The other one is engineering approach. Interestingly, both of them gives results. Of course, they are bound to give results, but there whereas engineering process always need based. Engineering process always asks, if I do this, what I will get in return? What is my end product? This is what engineering process demands. Whereas the scientific method is inquisitive, more of inquisitive. So whatever may be the method you are following, but you end up in producing good results, provided if you have a clear roadmap and support system with you. So what I'm trying to say in nutshell is, if you have a prototype and if you want to check whether it can be converted into a proper innovative product, you should always go along with a question in your mind, or at least you should always go along with a purpose. Why I am designing this? So these are two elements that helps you in the process of journey from idea to prototype and prototype to innovation. Once again, let me repeat. You should always carry a question of why, and you should also have to make a clear understanding about what you are going to design, outcome. Now this comes modeling. I don't want to put more emphasis on this modeling part. Sometimes it is not necessarily that in every journey of idea to product we need modeling. But most of the cases, modeling is very important. Sometimes you have to simulate your idea, functionality. You have to check the timing constraints, space constraints, power consumption, or many other parameters related to your idea. But you can't afford to do it right away with an experimental setup. So it enables us to go for any kind of mathematical modeling or any kind of simulation, emulation, interfacing. Then you can go for implementation to reduce the cost. So I just don't want to put more focus on it. You may come across this stage also when you are modeling a system. My dear students, you should know the difference between what is a system and what is an element. Right? Element is a component of a system. It's the start. A system is an ensemble of many such entities. Those entities can be real entities also. Now, let us look at some of the challenges you have. The challenges are minute and you may have a bigger challenges. This is one example of an electronic design challenges I have produced before you. If you are not with electronics background, don't worry about it. But I want you to understand how many kinds of challenges do exist. Macroscopic challenges and microscopic challenges. You need to list out both of them. What kind of challenges I may come across and how ready I am. What kind of knowledge, expertise, skill, strategy I have to mitigate this challenge. This particular idea you should have. This much is enough for you when you are in the process of innovation. Because you should know with whom you are fighting, right? Then only you can prepare well. So you should know about possible hurdles in your journey. You should have that is why in innovation journey, in pitching, we do always ask, have you done your market research? We do always check what are your competitors, have you identified? We do ask a question, what are the possible hiccups or what are the hiccups you have faced and how you have solved them. This is very, very crucial, right? And recently people are talking about failure models also, like why a system is getting failed. That is also making an interesting discussion. Now, this is the last part alone I want you to concentrate. The first two parts is for a different kind of domain. You see at system level, the error is greater than 50%. But at a basic level, the error can be of 5%. That means a small error in the initial stage, at ideation stage, may cost you more when you develop it a business model. If you have not addressed it properly, my dear student. At idea stage itself, you should have, that is why we always give a journey for you. That journey I will show you in few minutes. What are the different stages of unfolding your process of innovation? So any kind of mistake at first stage, initial stage, costs a lot if it is not properly addressed when you are converting it into a business model. This is what I am trying to say in this abstraction ladder when it comes to the error. The error becomes so costly when you go and develop a system. Okay, at component level, you have to concentrate and correct on it. Now, let us look into it. It is a bit higher slide, but I want you to have an idea. Just have an idea about it. Sir, I have developed a product. What next? What next is another session, but I want to introduce what next can be. You can see some concentric circles there. You have a red circle. The red circle indicates that, sir, I have done a project, a degree project, an undergrad project, a classroom project. Whether this project is having the potentiality of becoming a business, this is how you start your journey. And then it comes the next question, whether this solution is having any need. Is there any need for this particular problem to solve? This is where mentoring helps. And you go to the next circle, the third wave front. Am I in a position to demonstrate it? Do I have a market strategy? How to sell this product? This is where investors, incubators, and other support system of innovation ecosystem comes into picture. And then it comes to the last stage. Yes, I have proven that my product is fit enough now to get into the market. Now it's time for me to have a very good business model. And I just look at the commerce related to it. See how simple it is. We just mentioned with 4 circles. But my dear students, at every layer there is an enormous amount of work, dedication, patience, perseverance, and unending passion. This is only takes us towards from the stage of idea to a business model, not necessarily with the product. Now, this is what exactly I mean to say. But then you can see another three intersecting circles in the slide. Technology is there with me, and ethically I am so good. And when I sell my product, also I follow all the ethical guidelines of government. But sometimes you need legal help because when you are converted, when you are converting your idea into product, you may not need legal help. Necessarily, you won't require much. But when you are converting a product into business model, you have to patent it. You should have a license. Sometimes you have to transfer the license to the people who can scale up your business. So the legal aspects of it is very important when you are looking at converting your product into a startup or a business model or when you are traveling towards commercialization. This is where exactly you have to be very, very clear about. I hope you understand this point. So what is that red circle? The place where you are in now. The question mark in your mind. What is the green circle? Your teacher helps you. Your incubation center helps you. What is the third circle? Yes, how good you are, whether you have demonstrated in hackathons or whether it is the outcome of hackathon, any competitions, any technology summits, whether you have published your particular idea, whether it is tested, questioned, is it fit? Then you convert into a business model is the last one. Now, let us get into it. Now come back to it where we are. Idea generation and testing and implementation. Fine. And the other two small circles in between are exactly where you have to go through a long journey. And the journey is very interesting. Self corrections, self assessment, peer assessment, peer support, everything comes there. Idea evaluation and selection, idea refinement. This is a wonderful word. We always say that when we are writing a technical paper, writing a technical paper is fine, but editing the technical paper is the art. You have to rewrite, you have to edit, refine. This refinement gives the scope for better innovation. The refinement comes with discussion. The refinement comes with testing. The refinement builds confidence on your product. But before refinement, you should need a feedback, right? That feedback is exactly the second stage, idea evaluation. You should get your idea evaluated technically, and also you should know the potentiality of the idea, the market value of your idea, how valuable is your idea. That has to be evaluated. We have experts in this ecosystem who can help you in proper evaluation of your ideas. And when you cross this stage, my dear student, you are ready for converting your product into commercialization. But let me present another scenario also for you. Self-sustainability is one buzzing word today. And this gig workforce in India is also a best example. I've taken it from one of a publishing a statement of Niti Aayog a few years before. And now it is further improving, right? This gig force or gig economy is making our lives more comfortable. You are sitting at home and getting everything what you want. People are not moving out of homes with the emergence of this gig workforce. It is good. Innovation has intruded into our lives and changing our lives. This is the best example. Tomorrow you also can be a part of it in a better manner, in a better structured manner, and you can have a wonderful sail through in this economy. This is one more option just I'm introducing because here you can see an interesting stat. 22% only are in high skill jobs. Of course, this is the 3-4 years before data, but still further up. to these values. And whereas the medium skilled people are 47%. So what it necessarily tells us is more skill component is required when you have to make good chances into the next generation opportunities. And that is where the startups are mushrooming. Now come back to it. I have promised you that few minutes before we are going to have a litmus test on how we are going to evaluate our idea, validate. We are ending this presentation in a few minutes. This is called TRL level. Suppose if you want to check, sir, I am at a basic level, sir. This is idea stage, TRL level 1 and 2. I'll show you other point. This is very clear. This is a basic principle, sir. TRL 1. No, I have developed a proof of concept, TRL 2, technology readiness level 2 and 3. No, I have experimented in my institution laboratory. Your particular product as at the stage of TRL 4, technology readiness level 4. No, sir, I have taken my product and I validated it in an environment which is more similar to a real-time environment. TRL 5. Now you are in a better position to pitch your idea in different forums, get it evaluated, take the feedback, refine. So when you are at the TRL 4 and 5 level, there is a huge scope for refinement based on the feedback you receive from intellectual pool. Then with all feedback, you have refined your idea, your product. It's not idea now, it is product. Now you have gone to TRL level 7, demonstrated in a better operational setup. Then you have done it. Yes, you are more confident now. Your system is completed at TRL 8. Now you are testing your system in a real-time environment. And you are ready for your manufacturing by the stages of 8 and 9, necessarily at 9. So this indicates the journey where you can self-test what is the level of product that you have developed and how you can go back and correct it. So these are some of the recent trends. I just don't want to take much time of you. So we have IoT, VLSI. These are some of them related to microelectronics and computer science. You can even have a look about them. And we can concentrate on these kind of parameters when you are traveling with AI-based products. Now, I just want to gather your attention on this particular slide. You can have a combination of computational intelligence into your AI-driven systems. This is a greater scope today, my dear students. We have swarm intelligence algorithms like ACO, ant colony optimization, article swarm optimization, ABC algorithms, which are greatly changing the applications and the nature of applications, AI-driven applications particularly. So I recommend you to use this also if it fits into your journey of idea to product realization. It is not a common rule to use this particular knowledge. If it helps, this is also making a greater inroads in product innovation. This is what, my dear students, for today. And when your idea, you can see from the first slide of mine, you remember that? In idea stage, we are just watering it. But when it comes to the product stage, it has become a small plant, a beautiful plant. This plant is yours, your idea where you have started in your classroom, your kitchen, your playground, a chit chat with your friend. Today it has sprouted into a very good plant, a product. But these are the stages you have to go through it. And there are many people who are there to support you. You are not alone. Because tomorrow's generation asks for only this. So I recommend you to start ideating and celebrate your innovation journey. Thanks a lot for the ESL of your college, Professor Deshmukh sir, and your ESL team. Have a happy innovation ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful and inspiring session. From idea to product development, your words have shown us that innovation is not just about thinking, it's about doing.
Yes, thank you. Shall we end the session?
Sir, we have some questions from students. I'll take only two. First question is, how do I know that my idea is unique and innovative? From Sonali Gomasi.
If any question, no, do we have any questions, sir?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Yes.
Yeah. I will repeat the question from Sonali Gomase. She want to ask, how do I know that my idea is unique and innovative?
This is a question for every innovator. Okay, every innovator, every researcher. I will ask Sonali one more question in return. How do you ratify yourself that you are unique? Your personality is unique, right? This question, am I doing unique job? This question is kindling our interest every day. Am I going in right direction? Right? Your idea need not be unique always. That is where we are not traveling towards innovation, Miss Sonali. We are in the process, invention. We are in the process of innovation, finding out better solutions to solve a problem, and with slight degree of USP, of course. Your USP, your uniqueness will be very clear for you the more you are on implementation stage. That is where I said you tier 5 to 7, you need to get the feedback. When you get the feedback from experts, you will understand that in which direction of uniqueness your idea is traveling, you are traveling. That is why in life also we have coaches, life gurus, mentors. People always say that he is my mentor, she is my mentor in life. How do you say them as mentor? Because you are living your life just like that, but they have provided a way for you to have uniqueness in your life. In the same way, in the journey of idea to innovation also, this TRL 5 to 7 stage, interaction, brainstorming, discussion of idea with the mentors, right? Don't worry about that uniqueness. Passion is very important. If you are passionate enough, definitely that is where at idea stage we have a small thread. The thread will take you towards it. Fine. I hope I have answered that.
Thank you very much, sir. There are number of questions, but I will take only one. What future technologies like AI, IoT, they are transferring idea to product development today? By Dhanashri Rahate.
Yes, that is where exactly I have provided you answer in the presentation itself. You can add some computational intelligence. Federated learning is something where is going to change the face and pace of using AI systems, right? That is where you can put your money on, you can learn. And of course, haptic technology is already there, right? That is also changing the way you are using your systems. So it is all about, see, you need not learn everything, but whatever you are doing, do it with mastery skills, right? You master in one area and always get updated with what are the technological advancements. So, see, whenever we have started discussing in academic institutions, almost the technology is outdated. right? Industry has moved to the next segment. So always have on what industry is doing. What as a student you miss is you look at curriculum, you look at syllabus. Don't look at syllabus. Think beyond syllabus. Go to the company websites, check what they are doing. Right? That's where you will get the pulse of the technology. Very nice question.
Thank you, sir. Over to Kasturi and Soumya.
Sir, those questions which we have not discussed, please post me personally. I would like to send the answers for them.
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
We would like to thank our mentor and guide, Dr. Vijay Deshmukh Sir, Head of First Year Department and the Faculty Advisor of our ESEL.
Sir has always encouraged and motivated us to explore entrepreneurship, and his support is one of the main reasons why we are able to organize this meaningful session. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir.
On behalf of Bajaj Institute of Technology and the ESEL, we sincerely thank you, Dr. S. Kishore Sir, for your constant guidance.
Yeah, thank you. You have got a very good faculty advisor, Dr. Vijay sir, right? And I'm also happy to mentor your team. Namaskar, sir. I'm happy to mentor your team. We'll go a long way and let us see how we can strengthen the ESL system there in Bajaj Institute of Technology and how many students will come up with flying colors of innovation. Have a happy day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And finally, a big thank you to all the students for being such an attentive and energetic audience. With this, we conclude today's session. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day ahead.
Thank you.